remain winless. It's a frustrating time to be an Arizona Coyotes fan. They go 0-9-1, one loss away from their longest losing streak to begin a season in their franchise. It's a sad time to be a Coyotes fan. Disappointing loss. We're going to break all that down. Where do the Coyotes go from here? All on today's episode of Locked On Coyotes with Robyn, Leano, and Carl Pavlock.
Your Locked On Coyotes, your daily podcast on the Arizona Coyotes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Robyn, Leano, Carl Pavlock right beside me. On this Locked On Coyotes episode, post-game live episode, after Arizona Coyotes take another loss to the Philadelphia Flyers, 3-0 the final score. Coyotes now wrap up their East Coast road trip, but they start the season 0-9-1. As I just mentioned earlier, Carl, now only one loss away from tying the all-time for their franchise losing streak to start a season.
Yep. And a really tough loss, too. It looked like this was a much better start for the Coyotes. We had seen like games where they had one shot on goal for the entire first period. This was not that. This looks like they had a very real shot of winning this, but their offense didn't show up. They weren't able to get any goals, and it all kind of fell apart in the third period.
It did all fall apart in the third period because it was just a one-shot difference through 40 minutes, the first two periods, 23-22 in favor of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It was a close game, and it was still scoreless through two periods. And we didn't see anything until well over halfway through the third period. Even it was 50 minutes of really close hockey.
Yeah, definitely. It's real unfortunate because I think this is kind of like the closest the team has come to like a good game, just because they've been so uneven to start and they couldn't get rewarded. And I don't think that they were like bad offensively. I thought they had some real good looks. They ran into a hot goaltender, but I mean, in general, they don't have enough skill this season by design, and I think we're going to see a lot more games like this where they're doing everything right, but they still don't get it.
They still don't get it, but you know what? I think we need to give a lot of credit to the man in between the pipes again. Karel Vejmelka, once again, has a phenomenal game. We got to give it to him. He does all he can to keep the Arizona Coyotes in this game. And every time I keep wanting to tweet Karel Vejmelka appreciation tweets because, oh my God, this guy is just impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. The team would not have been in this game if not for him. He made some really tough saves. He looked really good. Kept them in, and that's really all that you could ask for him. He was a complete unknown going into the season, but he has really stolen the show and become the Coyotes, at this point, undisputed starter.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a sad thing that an injury to the person that kind of was the pseudo starter, like the 1A or whatever at the time, it would have seemed like ends up bringing a good thing for the next guy. But hey, you know what? That just shows the Coyotes have found their man, and that's what they need. They need, again, we were talking before the season started, silver linings, and they need a silver lining at this point because we're talking about defense. Defense hasn't been doing it. I mean, they showed up the last couple of games. They did a little bit better.
Sure.
But if you want to know true silver lining, it's Karel Vejmelka.
Yeah, definitely. I think we would have gotten here eventually if Hutton hadn't been injured, just because he showed in games like the Buffalo game that he is really good and he can kind of keep the team in there. It just took a little bit of time to adjust. But yeah, he has become definitely a silver lining. If you're a Coyotes fan, you could be like, well, at least we have a good goaltender who could hopefully stick with the team. I don't necessarily think they're going to be trading him this year to tank further because they're not scoring, so they don't need to tank further. They're already as bad as they can be. Uh, so hopefully we will not see Vegmelka traded this year.
Yeah, you're hoping so. I think they're hoping to keep him. I mean, because here's the thing. Yes, the team is tanking,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's their intention to lose every single freaking game this year. Like,
no, no. That's why I said that. Like, if the team was like looking to be worse, then I could see them trading a good player, like their goalie. I think we kind of saw the Buffalo Sabres do that in the year that the Coyotes and them were racing for the bottom. But that's not needed at this point because the Coyotes aren't winning games anyway. You can't make this roster worse. Well, you can. It just would be extremely difficult, and you probably wouldn't get that much return for it.
no, you wouldn't get that much return for it, just because it's because Vimeo still would still technically be unproven at this point.
Sure.
And obviously you don't want the teams wouldn't want to throw second rounders or even or higher at a player who doesn't hasn't improved much. And again, I'm not going to discredit what Milka's been able to do, but like teams have made this mistake before. They've overpaid for a goaltender, and it's bitten them in the ass. And I don't think they want to make that mistake again.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea what Vimelka is going to do over a full season. Over a full NHL season. This is his first year as an NHL goalie. This is his first year in North America. It's a long season. It could very easily have an impact on him. For right now, he is hot. He is the player who is the Coyotes MVP. Which it just feels like a Coyotes team when the goalie is the MVP. That has been pretty much every year of being a Coyotes fan since 2011. The Coyotes MVP is the goaltender. It's just the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, it just seems to continue to be that way. Except right now they still haven't won a game.
Nope.
9-1, 10 games in, and they only have 1 point to show for it.
Yeah. It's best I can say is I hope they bring the good things over in against the Ducks, and I hope they have a little bit better puck luck because they had their shots. I could have very easily seen a couple of those going in differently.
Yeah, this is all the hope because again, and you know what? I'll give us as much credit to the Coyotes as I can. They just survived. I mean, survived is a light, putting it lightly here, but a difficult road trip, a
Yeah.
very, very difficult road trip on the other side of the country when they're still on the quote Pacific time zone. So things are still, you know, out there, and ooh man, like I give them credit for finishing pretty strong, as strong as they could against some strong teams.
Yeah. There's a lot of caveats for this road trip. The Coyotes were playing very tough competition. They are a bad team that we expect to be bad. And they played that tough competition to the level that we can kind of expect of them, which sounds really bad when you say it like that, but it's not. The Coyotes need to have realistic goals this year. Any kind of rebuilding year, you need to be striving to find ways to motivate players to improve their game, to do the next thing right, because they are still developing these people, and I think there's a lot that they can be proud of. This going, leaving this road trip, because I'm sure they didn't expect to lose every game, but they didn't expect to have an easy time, and they played up to their competition.
Absolutely. Before we go to the next segment, I have one more thing that I want to address about this game, and that is the goal that was taken away from Philadelphia. Obviously, it still didn't make a difference because Philadelphia still won in the first place. But there are a lot of people that are questioning, and Philadelphia fans I know say that should have been a goal, you and I both agree that was the right call to take it away.
Yeah, it's real simple. Vizmelka had covered the puck, and it was essentially kicked out from under his glove onto the stick of a Flyers player. Once the goalie has frozen the puck, they are supposed to call it. It doesn't matter if they actually call a play dead. There is intent to blow. It is the absolute right call to make. He had covered the puck, and a Flyers player physically moved him. Even if they hadn't have like called the goal off, like Tournier could have just challenged for goaltender interference and they would have taken it off there.
Yeah. So good thing they took it off on that side. Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing too. I think for me it was the distinct kicking motion to kick it out of under Vejmelka's glove. Vejmelka had it covered, and the kicking motion took it out.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily think the kick matters too much. Like I get what you're saying, like that alone should have been it. But if he had like moved his hand with like his hand, I think that would have still been a blown call because you're not allowed to play the goalie like that.
Right.
Uh, like there's no way to necessarily do that if he has frozen the puck with his glove. Like there's no way to legally jar it free like that, or there shouldn't be unless the goaltender like purposefully plays it, or I guess accidentally plays it. You can't do it with your body. You can't move it that way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, but we still got more to get to on this episode of Locked On Coyotes. We got to, talk more about this game and talk about what's next to come for the Arizona Coyotes. All that coming up on this episode of Locked On Coyotes. But first, I'm going to tell you that today's episode is brought to you by Shopify. I know our sound's not playing, but you know what? It's the same. In case you didn't know, Shopify is a complete commerce platform that lets you start, grow, and manage a business. The subscription-based software allows anyone to set up an online store to sell their products. Shopify store owners can also sell in physical locations using Shopify POS, our point of sale app, and accompanying hardware. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big businesses, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility, and Shopify helps make your entrepreneurial dreams come true. I just love how Shopify has the tools and resources to make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. It allows you to gain insight as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. I want you guys to go to shopify.com/lockdownnhl, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Once again, go grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/lockedonnhl right now. That's shopify.com/lockedonnhl.
I love Thanksgiving. There's all that good food and treats, and you sometimes want a yummy dessert, but something that's not full of calories and sugar. And that's when it's the perfect time for Built Bar. Built Bar is the new holiday dessert. So you can feast on something delicious and feel good about it. One slice of pie has upwards of 300 calories, and that's on the low end. Most Built Bars are only 130 calories and only 4 grams of sugar, with plenty of protein. You could replace coconut cream pie with coconut Built Bar, or go for that raspberry Built Bar instead of that raspberry pie. Lots of good flavors to replace any pie.
Oh, dude, come on. You got this.
Oh, oh my god. I'm so sorry. Ah. You could share some Built Bars at any family gathering. Ah, ah, hang on. Share some at your family gatherings. It'll make everything less awkward.
Dude,
The next line is maybe Aunt Betty hasn't tried a Built Bar yet. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Uh, uh, there's nothing like Built Bar Black Friday. Mark your calendars. Black Friday will be a huge event with lots of surprises. Go to Built Bar or go to built.com and use the promo code LOCKED15 and you'll get 50% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 50% off at built.com. I'm so sorry.
uh, that definitely did not go as planned.
Nope. Sorry. Um, I'm good. We're back.
Yeah, we're back. Anyways, back here on Locked On Coyotes. Robyn on your call, Pavlock. Breaking down Arizona's loss 3-0 final score to the Philadelphia Flyers. Um, one thing I should mention, I don't know.
Uh,
One thing I should mention, Carl, is there were a lot of because we were talking about Keith Yandel in the pregame show, and we were talking about his Iron Man streak, but there were more people with Iron Man streak on in this game.
yeah, I saw that. Not only Phil Kessel, who was also right up in there was two other players, correct?
Yeah. You had Ivan Provorov on Philadelphia, and another one from Arizona.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, Clayton Keller, 299 games.
there we go.
Which I mean, yeah, Keller. I think we always forget that Keller like hardly ever misses any games. It is kind of astonishing, especially given like the like physical punishment he is oftentimes on the receiving end.
Yeah, I mean it's weird that you didn't think about that. But the one I wanted to even mention more of though um, is based off looking at the list now, most consecutive games played. If you just look at more rather than just active, Phil Kessel has now tied Patrick Marleau for fourth all time.
Wow. I mean, we knew it was going to happen. Kessel is just that guy. It's great for him to finally like reach that mark though. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is at 910 games now, and obviously that puts him still. Yando's at 930, so
Yeah.
20 a good 20 games back, but Yando's at second all time. If
I
both
mean,
both Kessel and Yandel finish the season, they will be 1-2 all time, passing Jug Jarvis at 964 if they keep the streak up.
which is crazy. Like there are some records in the NHL that are never going to be broken. The Gretzky point record never going to be broken. But as we can see, there are very like breakable records in the league right now. Players are making history, which is always fun to watch. Like it's great watching like something that you never thought would happen in an NHL game. Like even if it's a losing game, like it's one step closer on like two players like setting an Ironman streak. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's especially that they're both active and they're both doing it and they're both going to do it at the same time. The question is, who's going to break first?
And they're both or they both have a Coyotes connection. That's also cool.
That's what
Um,
makes it even cooler right there.
that's that's tough. I don't know who is going to break first. Um, I feel I give Yandle the edge. I think Yandle is a little bit young, or is he younger than Kessel? He feels younger than Kessel. Um, I think his play style is different. I think Kessel's um, going to maybe have less value in the coming seasons. I think he's going to want to maybe retire on his own terms. Whereas Yandel, I think, could. What's up?
Yando's older.
Yandel's older. Oh, I think, yeah, I think he's going to keep going. I don't know why, but I'm just bold prediction. Yandel is the player who breaks it and keeps the record.
He will be the one to hold on to the record.
Yeah.
Damn, that'll be something to watch. The only person that would be next on the list is Andrew Cogliano. He's at 830. He's the only one that would be close. And
Yeah. Which crazy. I mean, who knows? Maybe in a couple of years we're talking about Clayton Keller getting ready to beat the record.
And actually, Andrew Cogliano. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Cogliano is an active player, but his streak isn't active.
Ah,
Burns at 605. So that's far.
yeah. So if it gets set now this season, it's probably going to get set for for the foreseeable future for a couple of more 100 games, which I mean, given hockey is like 2 years, 3 maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
82 game season.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. Who knows though? Did, it's weird comparing this season to like the previous 56 game year.
I know, right? Just
Yeah.
a lot to digest, right? A lot of different things, a lot of different moving parts.
Yeah, definitely. Just feels completely different. But it'd be nice if Kessel got a goal in addition to continuing the streak. He had a couple good chances. He had a great pass to Yashkin in the, I think it was the first. I thought like really came close to the Coyotes, getting an early lead there, which they really could have used.
Absolutely. But hey, you know what? We still got more to get to on this episode of Locked On Coyotes. It's time to in just a sec talk about where do the Coyotes go from here. At 09-1, where do they go from here to try to find their first win of the year? All of that coming up on this episode of Locked On Coyotes. But first, a word from Carl.
Yep. So we're back and better than ever. A new web interface for the start of the basketball season and more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all the basketball and football action this season. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website and sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right down to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Okay, so now it's time to take a look ahead, Carl. At 09-1, where do the Coyotes go from here?
Well, they're heading back home to Arizona for a day before heading back to California, going on the road. I think that day home is going to be nice for them. I think they're going to get a chance to reset. They're going to be playing the Anaheim Ducks, a weaker team than we saw them play on this road trip. So they can't think too long about this one. They just need to turn things around, and they have a really good opportunity coming up for that.
They do have a really good opportunity for that. And again, because Anaheim is, I mean, we've won a couple games, but I mean, and let's be real, their talent there isn't strong.
Yeah. They're in their rebuild. They're further along than the Coyotes are, but they're still in their rebuild. And I mean, I think we saw it tonight with the Coyotes playing much better against the Flyers than they did against the Capitals or the Panthers or the Hurricanes. I think that's just going to keep improving.
And I think so. And not to mention, let me see. Let me bring up their upcoming schedule. So, like, let's say they don't take their first win against Anaheim this Friday. Um,
Come
Seattle
back on Saturday in Seattle. Yeah.
home and against Seattle, and Seattle's hasn't been playing great. That may
Nope.
be potentially one you can win there. Then you got the Wild. That's probably one you'll lose. But then you got the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Like, you better hope you beat the Blackhawks. They've also been playing really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then after that, you get the Predators, who I think are another team that,
Patties, the Blackhawks, and the Predators, the three Central Division basement teams.
yeah. So, like, it's tough to say this after like an 0-9-1 start, but the Coyotes are in a good position to win a game in the next 2 weeks. That sounds like not a lot, and it not is not like that's very bad. But we're talking about a bad team, and let's be realistic to what their chances are. They probably have good odds of winning one of the next 5.
Yeah, I mean, at least one.
Yeah,
And based off that schedule, like there are a couple winnable games in there.
yeah.
Um, let's
Which
hope.
I mean, I think they just need to reset and definitely be a more disciplined team moving forward. I like the fact that they only took 3 penalties this game. It was an improvement from taking like 5 and 6.
But the thing that's weird though is you didn't allow you didn't draw any penalties against one of the most penalized teams in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, there was a few times where I thought like Philly should have been called for something, but no, they kept things pretty clean. Like it kind of speaks to how much offensive pressure did they really have if the Coyotes weren't like kind of forcing them to take those dumb penalties. I don't know. That's kind of hard to say, but you're right. It is like, I mean, it's not like their power play would have done anything if we're being real here, but they could have at least gotten a chance.
Absolutely, totally makes sense. Um, what? Any final thoughts you want to do? You want to put on this game and then in the week ahead before we close things off?
No, not really. It's an unfortunate loss, but I do think it's one that the fans and the team would be best just kind of forgetting about.
Yep, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. But I'll also close up on this thought is um this it is painful, Coyotes fans, but there will be brighter days ahead. Yeah, with this pain now, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
This is part of the rebuild. Just trust the process. Trust in Bill Armstrong and Andre Tourné, and time will bring you to glory eventually.
just the process. This is not unexpected.
Exactly. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's episode of Locked On Coyotes. If you like what you heard, don't forget to leave a review, a like, a comment, and subscribe if yet to already. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts, now including YouTube. Be sure to check us out at Facebook. We're at facebook.com/LockedOnCoyotes, and Twitter at LO_Coyotes. I'm personally at Robyn_Leano. That's ROBYNLEANO. Carl Pavlock is at Carl Pavlock FFH. Follow us, interact with us, ask us any questions. We might answer them right back or on a future episode of the Locked On Coyotes podcast. Anyways, thanks again to everyone to listening to this episode. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Hope you guys are staying healthy. And don't forget to howl on.